Boom! What's going on, faithfuls? The Nothing But Niners crew is back, man. It's debate day. I'm going to have a lot of fun getting in the Nick today, pause. But before we get down to all of that, got to go through the formalities, everybody. Thank you guys for joining here on the YouTube channel. Thank you for those who have been patiently waiting in the chat. I know how you guys get. I know you guys start banging the tables and things like that and clanging around the cups and with the spoons inside of them. That's some jailhouse stuff. You guys probably never did that. Neither have I. But I want to thank you guys for being patient. We are here. We are ready to rock. Guys, check out the website, www.nothingbutniners.com. That is the place that you're going to find any and everything pertaining to our lovely favorite team, the San Francisco 49ers, that play in Santa Clara. All right. We also have a bunch of articles that are coming out pretty much regularly now. We have a bunch of great writers that are helping us make that happen. So you guys get over there, check them out, share those pages and things like that. You read an article that you don't like, you read an article that you like, write some comments in there. Show the writers some love. These guys want to know that you see it. We have the stats and we have all the data that show that people are checking it out, but some comments would be nice to let the writers know that you appreciate what they're doing or you hate what they're doing. They like it either way. All right. You're also going to see our social media handles there. You're going to find us on Twitter and Snapchat. Those handles are Nothing But 9ERS. You'll find our Facebook page as well as our Instagram, and those are Nothing But Niners. That's spelled all the way out with spaces in between. I am 49ers Mike _NF on Twitter. You guys can get at me there. You can give me a follow. You don't have to because you can follow our main page, which is Nothing But 9ERS. I already said that. And my man is here with me tonight. My man Nick is over there taking a little swig of something. I don't know what's going on over there, Nick. How you feeling? His Twitter handle, by the way, is 49er Faithful 365. There's no S at 49ers. It's 49er Faithful 365 on Twitter. Make sure you guys give him a follow and show him some love also. How you feeling over there, baby? What's going on?
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm ready to take it to you tonight on this debate, but we got some other stuff to talk about. But no, I'm just drinking some water with some kiwi strawberry junk in it. So, you know.
You need to be level-headed for this debate. I appreciate you trying to be level-headed. I'm letting y'all know right now, your boy is over here with a glass of the gold stuff. I'm not going to tell you guys what's in it. I'm lying. Yes, I will. It's $17.92. Free promo. But we're going to have a good debate here. We're going to have a fun, friendly one, I hope. This is going to be something that I'm passionate about, so I really, really like it. But we always start our shows with the latest news from the 49ers. Has there been any new rumors that you want to discuss, Nick?
New rumors?
Yeah.
No, I mean, not that I've really seen other than the AB saga.
All right, so let's start with that. The Antonio Brown saga has concluded. The 49ers are officially not getting this guy. We can stop sharing the pictures with him in the 49ers jerseys and things like that. We don't have to show any of that stuff anymore. We have to worry about whether or not what we're going to give up to get him and things like that. But this is something, Nick, you saw the compensation, right? Did you see what it was? The Raiders gave up a 3rd round pick, a 5th round pick, and they restructured his contract. Before this season, before this new contract, I should say, Antonio Brown had no guaranteed money in his contract. It was a high salary cap hit, but there was no guaranteed money in his contract. So the Raiders were forced to do it. They redid it, and it came out to like 31 plus for guarantees in total, and that's for over 3 years. And it can max out at like $51 or $54 million, something like that. The number is a little murky, but 3 years with 31 plus million guaranteed. He gave up a 3rd round pick as well as a 5th round pick. How do you feel about that contract? And do you think that was something that the Niners and John Lynch should have done?
All right. Well, first off, the compensation's not bad, but to pay, I think that everybody thinks that the contract's not that bad. I still think 3 years, $31.5 million guaranteed is still a lot of money. I still think, I mean, yes, 3 years. Let me rephrase. It's not a lot of money in the market these days, but the overall amount, $54 million for 3 years, is a lot of money. But we couldn't even done 3 and 5, so it would have cost us more than that. It would have cost us probably a 2 and a 4 or a 3 and a 4 because we don't have a 5th round pick this year. So we couldn't have done that compensation. So all the Niners fans out there saying, "Oh, we could have did that. We could have did that." Look, it's not the compensation that hurt. It's AB wanting Mr. Big Checks. He wanted that contract redone. Now, they redid his contract, but they didn't add any more years to it. They just continued the same amount of years that he had on there. So essentially, it's 3 years, $54 million, I think it was, with incentives, with 31.5 guaranteed. Now, if you look at 3 years, 31 and a half, you can get rid of him at the age of 35, turning 35 year. You're looking at a little more than 10 million a year. So it's really not that bad when you break it down yearly, but it depends on what he got for a signing bonus, like what he got in bonus and guaranteed up front. I think he got the full 31 and a half guaranteed up front to come play there. So it's not a bad contract. It kind of reminds me of a Prague contract, the way that they did it. But when you overall and look at it, what you could use money on to better your team, I think we could put that money elsewhere other than having an AB type player. And I understand he's one of the best in the league, but if you go and trade for AB, it takes off other parts of the market. So, especially the way that they did it with the guaranteed money. So I'm just glad the saga's all over with, man.
Absolutely. I actually, the more I think about it, I like the contract. The Raiders did what they had to do to get him. That's one thing. And the second thing is a contract. I like the contract. You were literally picking up the best wide receiver in the NFL. And you were getting him for roughly $11 million a year. That's the guaranteed money. The rest of the contract is all inflated. We remember when Albert Haynesworth signed that 6 or 7 year deal with the Redskins for 100-something million. He was the first defensive player to get a $100 million contract, and he saw like 20 million of it or something like that. So the numbers don't really mean anything if they don't play it all out. So you look at the guarantees, and it was not a bad deal for Antonio Brown. People ask me if you were the 49ers, would you do it? Well, the answer is no, because we didn't have a 5th round pick to give. So the answer is no. And like Nick said, we would have to give up either a 2 and a 4 or a 3 and a 4 back to back. And the difference is our 4th round pick and their 5th round pick is like 32 or 34 picks apart. And that's a lot of draft capital in between. There's a huge difference there. So I wouldn't have done it. Go ahead. I see you want to jump back in real quick. Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, essentially it's like 19.8 a year, I think it is his contract.
That's with the total contract.
Yeah, the total contract. The total contract's like 19.8. But like you said, I mean, yes, it depends on how you look at the contract and what you want to do. They freed up some cap space. They traded some players away. They did things that they needed to do, and they still have a decent amount of cap left. I just think I'm not saying that we're not in dire need of a number 1 wide receiver, because we are, but I think it's lower on our list compared to other things that we need. So they have a plan. They have a plan of what they're probably going to do. And I just read another report from the Giants today that OBJ is not on the trading block, but if something comes to them, and we talked about this last show, if something comes to them that they just not going to turn down, it's a good offer, they'll take it. So their ears are open, as it is with any NFL player. AB's business is booming over there in Oakland, but can we get somebody else's business booming over here in San Francisco, Santa Clara, or whatever you want to call it?
Yeah. I feel you on that, man. So it's over. We can stop talking about it. The Niners are looking to make a trade this offseason. This is the next rumor that's going around. It was tweeted out that there are 2 teams that were trying to trade for D Ford of the Kansas City Chiefs. And that's going to lead us to our debate topic tonight. The Chiefs, it was known a couple of months ago, maybe a month or 2 ago, that the Chiefs were going to tag either Ford or Houston. And whichever one they didn't tag, they were going to try to trade or just flat out cut if they couldn't get them. So they decided to tag Ford. They also tried to trade him once the tag was applied to him. But the word came out today that they're actually going to cut Houston. So the debate that we're going to have today is, which one of these guys should the 49ers be going after? D Ford or Houston? Justin Houston. So as you guys can tell by Nick singing there, which guy he's going to go with here. How are we doing this? Are we doing a coin flip or something? Like, are we doing a heads or tails to see who goes first? How do you want to kick this? I got a coin over here in my.
No, I went first last time, so you're going first this week.
All right. No coin flip from the 49ers piggy bank, you sucker. All right. So I'm going to do my argument a little bit different. I'm not going to give all my points at one time. I'm going to start with this. He's younger. He's a younger player who can come in here and we can get more time out of him. Obviously, I'm going with D Ford in this debate. Give me D Ford. Give me the situational edge rusher that can come in and be the presence that we need in this new style wide 9 defense. He's got good speed. He can come in here. He's younger. He's got less mileage on those legs because of past injuries. He's got less miles on those legs. We can get another 4 or 5 years out of him, where if you're looking at a Justin Houston, you're likely getting 2 or 3. All right. So that's where I want to start my argument. The Niners have needed an edge rusher and a good edge rusher for so long that you cannot let this guy get away. You must do whatever it takes to get him, not give up a first. All right. We'll talk about compensation a little bit later because I do think compensation favors the other guy, but we're going to talk about the compensation. All right. But we have been needing a dominant edge presence for so long that you cannot let him get away. If he's on the trade block, you make that offer. And if I'm the Niners, I make that offer before the Chiefs officially cut Justin Houston, because if they officially cut him, they might not be willing to make that trade later on. I think they want one of these two guys. So I think the Niners do it, and the reason you do it is because of age. If age alone makes D Ford worth it. What say you, Nick?
Age, 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 age. That's all it ever is with Mike. Age, age, age. This guy's 3 years younger. 3
That's
years.
a big difference. 3 years in the NFL is a half a lifetime for someone.
Yeah, it also shows in the statistics, 3-year difference. It also shows in the difference. Like, this guy has literally, yes, look, he's 6'2", 27 years old, 243 pounds. Houston's 6'3", 258 pounds, 30 years old. Ford or Houston is more of a weak side linebacker. Yes, I understand that. But 3 years difference, I can give you tons of reasons just in the last 3 years after a significant injury with Houston, how he produced way more.
Oh, we're going to get to the injury history because a lot of people think that D Ford is injury prone too. And
No,
I'm going to
he didn't really have any injuries.
D Ford didn't have any injuries?
No, I didn't see any.
He played 6 games last year.
Yeah, I didn't see any injuries for him. I looked and looked and looked.
He didn't play 6 because he was benched. Not now. When I say last year, mind you guys, I'm still on this
You're talking about 2017, yeah.
Right. So I want to make it clear that, because the new year hasn't started yet. Now we have a comment in here. This one is from Mark Cavanis. Thank you very much for the $20 contribution. He says D Ford all the way. I'm already winning, Nick. I'm already winning. He says D Ford all the way with an exclamation point. But is he inside or outside? In this system, D Ford would be utilizing his speed, and he would be playing out wide. He would not be one of the interior linemen unless the 49ers come up with some exotic package or something like that. I'm sure that a time or two, if we were to acquire him, they would play him inside. But for the most part, he would definitely be the edge guy. All right, Nick. So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to acknowledge the $20 comment in there.
Mark, appreciate that. I really appreciate the $20 comment. As always, you're always throwing us some love. Appreciate that when you guys do that, man, just so you guys know. We try to pay attention to the chat as much as we can. Sometimes we just do shows to where we don't pay attention to the chat, but we look here and there, and we appreciate that. But you're wrong. Ford is not the one to play in this league. So, look, I appreciate the donation, but look, Mike, I'm tired of hearing the age difference. Like, this team, yes, we are young. We still need leaders that have big, good veteran status. All right. So Ford's played 6 seasons, right? Houston's played 9. All right. So yes, let's take off 2 years of those on each of them because of the fact of learning the NFL. We'll just take 2 years off. So now we're at 7 and we're at 4. All right. Big difference. I understand. In football terms, 3 years is a lot, but 3 years is also a lot for mentality, mind, position skills, skill set, and growing. So 3 years may take a wear and tear on you, but Houston is just an all-around better fit for this defense. And we'll get into why.
So your argument against me saying that the guy is 3 years younger and less mileage on his legs is that, yeah, but this guy is a veteran?
Because no, what I'm saying is 3 years, he has more knowledge of the game in 3 years and has established himself more in the NFL, veteran preference wise. Yes, I'm going to tell you, I can't give you my other point as to why his age is right now, because because we're not talking numbers yet. So
Man, I don't care about how much longer he's been in the league, man. What do the Niners need right now? The Niners need a D Ford.
right, and what do you have to give up to get D Ford?
Oh, now okay. So let's get to the
Oh,
compensation.
so let's talk about that, because yes, you're going to get D Ford longer, but it's also going to cost you a lot more money than it is Justin Houston. Justin Houston has performed his way in the league. You're getting a quality pass rusher. You're not giving up as much to get him, and then hoping that you can re-sign him on a 1 year over more than 1 year, because he's already guaranteed almost $16 million this year just off the tag. If you make him an offer without a tag, you have to give up 2 first-round picks. If you trade him and you trade him for a second, you're losing capital in a draft in a number 36 overall pick.
Time out. I just want to stop you real quick. He doesn't have one of those tags where we have to give up 2 first-round picks to acquire him.
He does.
No.
If he has a tender for the first right refusal, that if the Niners or any other team makes him an offer and the Chiefs don't match it, they have to give him the 2 first-round picks. Look it up. Look it up.
That's not true, bro.
Look it up. I just looked it.
Bro, I am telling you right now that the rumored compensation is a 2nd-round pick to acquire D Ford. That is fact.
Yeah, in a trade, yes. But if he is allowed to talk to other teams, so if you don't trade for him and he gets another offer from somebody else and the Chiefs decide not to match it, you have to give up 2 first-round picks.
No, but you're going like 4 steps ahead.
No,
right now, all the Chiefs are asking to get him is a 2nd-round pick. That's all they're asking for.
I understand that, but if the trade doesn't go through, and the Niners still decide,
how would the trade not go through if they're asking for a 2nd-round pick? You can't say. Listen, I'm just trying to say. Look, I know that we're
debating. I'm telling you what tag he has.
I don't care about the tag. The team has said if you want him, give up a second. That's what the team has said already. You can't sit here and say I'm the Chiefs. I want a 2nd-round pick for him, and Nick is going to say, "No, I'm going to offer you 2 first." What are you talking about?
This is exactly what I'm telling you. They could wait and let Justin Houston talk to other teams, and if somebody else comes back and says, "Hey, we're going to give you this much," and he takes it back to the Chiefs and says, "This is what I got offered from San Francisco." Let's just say San Francisco, or let's use another team. Let's use the Jets, just for example. The Jets give him an offer at 3 years, $35 million. Let's just say, just a number wise. Now, the Chiefs haven't made a deal with the Niners yet for a 2nd-round pick or anybody else for a 2nd-round pick, because they're waiting until free agency starts to where these guys can talk to teams. And then the Jets, he comes back and says, well, the Jets gave me 3 years, $35 million. And he says, you know what? We're not going to match that. And the Jets get him because now they get 2 first-round picks instead of just a 2nd-round pick.
That's a lot of ifs and ands and buts. Right now, the compensation is a 2nd-round pick.
But they don't. Right? They set a.
That's what they asked for, and that's what we're doing this debate based off of. They asked for a 2nd-round pick, bro. That's it.
I understand that they asked for a 2nd-round pick, but there's still other options that can hurt the Niners if they decide to do. We're talking right now who's a better fit for the Niners. If you can't trade for D Ford, and you wait till free agency where you can talk to him, it's going to cost you more. Because they're going to wait until after free agency to trade him. I'm telling you, they're going to wait because of his tag.
No. That's the thing. They're not going to do that. They're not going to wait, because as soon as they tagged him, they said, okay, he's on the market. They came out and said that. And the reason they're doing that is because they can't afford to give him edge rusher money, which is what I wanted to get to after we clear this part up. But it looks like we're at a stalemate. We're not gonna agree on what the compensation is going to be to acquire D Ford in trade, because I'm saying what the Chiefs said, give us a second. You're saying, but they could refuse that and try to get 2 first out of him. They already know that no one is going to give up 2 first-round picks for a guy that is injured every other season. They know that for a fact. No one, not even the dumbass Raiders would do that. No one's going to do that. So that said, that's why they said, all right, give us a 2. Okay? That's where they started their negotiations at. And in any negotiation, baby, in any negotiation, there's a middle ground. There's always a middle ground. So let's talk about the compensation. My guy has it worse, so I'll present my side of that. The Chiefs have made it known that they want a 2nd-round pick for anyone to acquire him. Okay? So what you have to do is look at all the teams in the NFL that are in desperate need of a edge rusher. And there's a lot of them out there, okay? But the Niners pick at the top of the second round, as opposed to a team like the Patriots, who are letting go of Flowers. You know what I mean? Who are picking at the very end, right? You have other teams that are in need of an edge, but it's not the Raiders, because the Raiders, I don't know, maybe the Raiders need it, but they already just traded their third round pick. So are they going to give up a second also? I don't think they're going to do that. You can take the Raiders out of this discussion, okay? There's a ton of teams that need that compensation. My point with this is it possible, because this is a negotiation, don't forget, this is all negotiation, is it possible the Niners could get Dee Ford for their high third round pick? I'm asking you that now. This isn't part of the debate. I'm asking you. They're asking for a second. That's where they're starting. Okay, you go into a car dealership. The MSRP price on the car is $82,000. No one walks out of there paying the $82,000. Right now, his MSRP is a second round pick. Realistically, do you think the Niners could say, "Here's our third round pick"?
Yeah, I mean, anybody can.
All right.
I mean, obviously, the Niners' third round pick is going to be a lot higher than other players or other teams. I'm not saying it's unrealistic. I mean, you set your gate and say, "Oh, I want a first round or a second round pick," and if you ask for a first, you can get a high second. If you ask for a second, you can get a high third. I mean, it's just the way that it works. I mean, plus it's going to clear off almost 16 million of their cap space this year. So
and they have to pay that wide receiver, they have to pay that quarterback, and they have to pay other people also. So if I'm the Niners, this is what I do to get Justin Houston, to avoid all the back and forth and them entertaining other people, because someone might offer them that second. I'll offer you a third this year and a sixth next year.
You mean Dee Ford?
Dee Ford, I'm sorry, yeah. I would see. Now you're going to correct me.
Point to me.
No. There's no point to you, because earlier you were talking about Ford and you said Houston, and I let it go. I wasn't going to be that guy, but since we're going to be that, I'll be Petty Mike for this whole debate. I'm ready, baby. All right, so I'm glad you win it tonight. I let you slide when you did it. Somebody tell us the minutes so I can tell Nick to go back 5 minutes before when he was speaking. I'll show you later on. But okay, we're going to be that guy. We're going to be petty. Let's do this. Okay, so just to avoid all the back and forth and the negotiations and stuff like that, I'll say here's our third this year and a sixth for next year. Boom, you get 2 picks instead of 1. You're picking at the end, ideally, of the second round anyway. Let's do this.
So you're willing to give up draft capital this year and next year for a guy you don't even know if you can keep here?
Yes, because there's other reasons behind that. Hear me out. We're talking about compensation, right? Now, the Niners don't want him for just 1 year. That's a lot for a 1-year rental. We both agree to that. I could hear the disgust in your tone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I wanted you to say yeah, because they can't see you nodding when it's just 2 of us. So I wanted you to say yeah. All right. So I could hear the disgust in your tone. Now, right now, the Niners would get him for, what is it, $16-17 million a year? It's for the tag. That's what his tag. That's what
it's 15,443.
Oh, it's even cheaper than what I thought. But I just want to make it known to everybody what Khalil Mack's contract is an average of $23.5 million a year. You understand how big of a difference that is from, let's just for shits and giggles, we'll call it 16 million. Okay? 16 million to 23.5 million on average salary. The Niners come in here, they mention his injuries and all that stuff, and we make him an offer where he is going to average around 17 million a year. That's average. That's not what he's going to get. And you work the guarantees so that it works in your favor. Who says no to that? You're going to pay for him. You're giving up draft capital, but 17 million a year versus 23.5 million, like what Khalil Mack is averaging.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Khalil Mack here.
I get that, which is why he's going to be cheaper than a Khalil Mack. I absolutely understand that.
Well, as he should be, because he can never stay healthy.
What are we doing this year? We've got a new staff here for the strength and conditioning. We're going to trust that these guys can keep him healthy. He was healthy all last year. Why not? You make him an offer where he averages $17 million. That's if he makes all of his incentives and if he gets all of his goals and everything, if he plays out the terms of his contract, where he averages $17 million a year. That is cheap. That is cheap for a dominant edge rusher, which by the way, I think you can have here for 5 to 6 seasons. That is a steal. The floor is yours, my friend. Talk about your guys' compensation.
Look, I'm not willing. The only compensation we have to give up to get Houston is whatever contract we give him. One, he's older, like you said. Two, he's had an ACL injury and a hamstring injury. Well, the hamstring injury kept him out his ACL kept him out for 5 games in 15 and most of 2016. He's had one big year, as in good sack numbers, 22 sack numbers, tied Jared Allen in 2011. When 2011, Jared Allen had 22 and a half or 22 sacks. He had 22 sacks in 2014. Other than that, he's had an injury, yes. But he's played on average, other than the 2015-2016 game, 14 to 16 games. He's a more of a leader type guy than D Ford is. You're not giving up a second round pick. You're not giving up a 6th round next year. You're probably going to pay about the same amount of money and keep your draft capital. You can get Justin Houston in here for $17.5 million a year. Yes, you can. I'm telling you. I can't. You're muted. You're muted.
I said they can't see me shaking my head to know you can't. So you weren't supposed to respond to what I was doing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting because
I'm trying not to cut you off. So you go ahead. You keep going.
So D Ford is going to cost you. Let's just say it costs you a 2nd round this year, or we'll go to 3rd round this year. Like you said, a 3rd this year, a 6th next year, right? He's had one career year at 13 sacks, right? 13 sacks was his best year. 2017, last year, 2 sacks. Played in 6 games. Yes, I understand, only 6 games. I don't know what the injury was because I couldn't find anything on that injury. I looked for it. He's been in the league 6 years. Back injury. Yeah, which was a couple times. I remember reading about that. He had two times for back injury. So Justin Houston comes in after the 2016 season, right? And he has 9.5 sacks. 2018, 9 sacks. And he only played 12 games last year because I think he had a hamstring injury again last year. 12 games with 9 sacks, 5 forced fumbles, and an interception with 37 tackles. Last year, 2018, Ford played 16 games. He had 13 sacks. Four sack difference, 7 forced fumbles, no interceptions, right? 55 tackles. They're almost average. If you put them at the same amount of number of games, they're either going to be really, really close or somebody's going to be just a tad higher. To give up compensation when you can get the same type of player just because he's 3 years older, you're not going to give him a 5-year deal like you're going to give Houston. I would say 5 years. Houston or Ford, I'm sorry. You're not going to give a 5-year deal to Ford like you would to Houston like you would with Ford. So now you give up a 2 a 3, a 6 compensation to keep him here just for that extra 2 years on a contract when you can get the same production, maybe just a little more. If you either way, it could go higher or lower for probably the same amount of money, less years, and you're not locked in as long, and you don't have to give up draft compensation. Without having draft compensation right now, why wouldn't Houston make more sense? Because he's 3 years older?
So first of all, you can't get Justin Houston for just $17 million a year. Justin Houston is looked at, hear me out, I'm going to compliment your guy. Justin Houston is looked at as a good person to get after the quarterback and an excellent run stopper. He plays the position very well. He never has to come off the field. He's a 3-down player, and he's at the end of his career. Why was Antonio Brown holding out? Take yourself off of mute and answer that question for me.
Why was Antonio Brown holding out?
Yeah, why did he want out and want a new contract?
Well, he wanted a new contract because he wanted to be paid the way that he was playing. But he also had a lot of drama going on.
No, he didn't want out because he had drama. He wanted out because he had no guaranteed money. He felt that was disrespectful. He wanted out because he's 31 and he knows he's at the end of his NFL career and he wanted guarantees. Same thing is going to happen with Houston. Houston is, like I said, an every down player. He never has to leave the field. D Ford is not. D Ford is situational only. And it wasn't until 2016 where D Ford actually became a starter. The 2 years before that, in 14 and 15, he wasn't an every game starter. He's never been a starter like that. He's been a situational player. Okay, so that lowers his annual contract base. When you have a guy who is at the end of his career who's still performing and playing at a high level, okay, because Justin Houston is that. He's very good. All right. Still performing and playing at a high level. He wants to get his money and get it now because he knows that the future isn't promised. He knows he doesn't have 5 or 6 more years left in him. I need to get my money and get it now. I don't think you get Houston for the same amount of money that you get D Ford. I think it will cost you more. It might be a shorter contract. So on a yearly basis, I think it'll cost you more. Situational player versus every down player, someone who is proven, like you said, because of all of his experience, versus someone who is not proven. 2 guys coming off of a lot of injuries, but you have the injured guy who is also a situational player. All of that decreases Ford's value on an average per season, is what I'm saying. I think Houston is going to come in here, and if you're willing to pay Ford $15 million a year, $17 million a year, Houston's going to say, I want $18 or $19 million a year because I'm going to get to the quarterback and I'm going to play the run and I'm going to be a starter and I don't have to come off of the field. And my time is limited in the NFL. Ford can't say any of that. That's going to drive up the price for Houston.
Yeah, well, I agree, but you just said it right there. Houston is an every down player. He's going to be more of a product for us than a project, as D4 would be. So you're giving up a 3 and a 6 and capital in draft capital and then compensation to keep a guy here for $17.5 million who isn't going to play all 3 downs. So Justin Houston offers more than D Ford does in mindset, age, which I don't want to say age as in like it's better that he's older, but age mentality wise, knowing the NFL, he's had more of a productive career. Yes, okay, fine. He cost us 18.5, 19 million. You want an elite pass rusher, right? That's what you're going to pay. But why pay somebody that much money or 17 million and 2 draft picks, giving up draft capital, which we don't really have right now, when you're going to get the same production out of somebody who you're paying $1 million or $2 million more a year who plays every single down?
Time out. You're not going to get the same production. You're not going to get the same production. Don't.
No, you're going to get more with Houston.
No.
You're definitely going to get more with Houston.
Not at all. Not at all. Because listen to me. Hear me out. This is the difference right here. The 49ers have, who are their inside players right now? DeForest Buckner, Julian Taylor, Contavious Street, 3rd pick overall, and Solomon Thomas. If you bring in a Justin Houston, you got to sit one of those guys because Houston's coming to start.
Yeah, but he's playing outside. He's not playing inside.
He does play inside. He don't play the edge. Houston's an inside player.
He's a weak side linebacker.
Bro.
Defensive end, outside linebacker. He plays the weak side.
Oh, keep talking. Go ahead.
Well, you can look it up all you want. He's a weak side, outside linebacker. That's where he plays. He doesn't play inside. Now, he can cover. He can play. He's more of a 3 down defensive guy than D Ford.
Right.
D Ford plays more inside than outside.
You were right. I'm salty. You were right.
Point right there. So where's D Ford starting?
You were right. I said you were right. Get off of that point, bro. Move the fuck on. All right. Either way, okay. So let's take it back a little bit. They play them on opposite sides of each other. My apologies. My bad. Okay, so that completely does away with, you guys can't see Nick. He's making faces at me. So that completely does away with my getting rid of somebody on the inside. My apologies. Okay, now so that's a little tally for Nick over there. Okay, now I want to talk about, since he plays on the outside, the stats from last year. Who had a better year last year?
Last year?
Getting after the quarterback. What do the 49ers don't need help in the run game? They need help in getting after the quarterback. Specifically that. Who had a better year getting after the quarterback?
I already told you. Houston only played 12 games last year.
So more injured last year.
But he had a hamstring injury. And
more injured.
He played 16 games and had 13 sacks. Right?
And he also led the league. He also led the league as edge rushers for pressures on the quarterback.
Okay, and Houston only played 12 games and only had 4 less sacks.
I don't care.
4 less games.
So that gives him 1 game to get a sack. He could have tied him. It don't matter. Even if he tied him, Houston didn't have as many pressures. Houston had another injury last year. So what you want to do now is get the old guy who's injured and not as productive getting after the quarterback, which is what the 49ers need. That's what you want to do. Guess what, baby? Houston has a problem.
So hold on.
It's Apollo 13. It's Apollo 13 all over again, Houston. We have a problem.
You want to bet you want to go with a guy because he had one good year last year, because he had a better year last year compared to overall getting after the quarterback. Who overall is a better player?
He didn't have just one good year. Anytime that he's played anytime that he's played 13 or more games, he's a double-digit sack guy. Anytime that's happened.
So he's had 10 sacks when he's played over 13 games every year.
Yeah, any year that he's played double-digit games, that since he's been starting, he's gotten double-digit sacks. Yes. Absolutely. Yep. Since he's been starting. Because like I said, you said it yourself when you started this. The first 2 years, they're learning the NFL. Your words, bro. The first 2 years, he played in 16 games. He started none of them. The second year in the league, he played in 14 games. He only started 5. Since he became a starter in their rotation, in 2016, he played 15 games, double-digit sacks. In 2017, he only played in 6 games, 2 sacks. In 2018, he played in all 16 games, double-digit sacks. You put him in the rotation as a starter, he is getting you double-digit sacks and leading the league in pressures from that position, bro. And you're going to get 3 more years out of him. What's up?
Okay, so go ahead and tell me what Houston's were.
I don't care what Houston was. My argument tonight is for D Ford. It's your job to give me the Houston.
I'm going to pull it up because I only pulled up the last 2 years because
all right, yeah, we're
going to go back to Houston.
While you do that, I will buy you some time, and I'm going to paint a nice, pretty picture of my guy D Ford, who wants to come in here and whoop ass and show the league that a back injury can't hold me down, because he had that back injury in the 2017 season, and not only did he bounce back and played better than a lot of the edge guys in the NFL. And then you got Kansas City saying that we got to get rid of him because we're switching to a 3-4. Okay, I mean a 4-3. I get that, but they're not playing the wide 9. So in our 4-3 with the wide 9, he's going to be playing a very similar role as an outside linebacker, lined up way outside, coming off the edge, where he specializes utilizing that speed. Guess what? Guess what Justin Houston's old ass don't have? Coming off that Achilles injury. Guess what Justin Houston's old ass don't have? That speed, baby. The Niners need that speed and power, which D Ford does. He converts speed to power. Unlike someone's draft favorite, Josh Allen, he doesn't quite convert the speed to power the way that D Ford does. Okay, Justin Houston's got that old man strength. He can go in there and he can blow you up. Justin Houston off the line, not playing in a wide 9, would be very deadly. I don't know why they're getting rid of him, but guess what? It ain't quite the same, baby. Now it's a different game where you need the speed to close in like that. That's not the same thing. You're not running through people over here, okay? So it's a very, very big difference. D Ford is younger. He's going to be cheaper. He's going to be situational, even if you want him to be. He don't have to be a starter here. He could be situational. I do think that he'll end up taking about 65 to 70% snaps. So I do think he'll be considered a starter here, but he's going to be cheaper for so many reasons. The frequent injury history and all that. It all plays in favor of D Ford. I'm not sure what else you need to hear. I don't know why we're having this debate. You want old man, father time ass people coming in here. We don't need those dudes.
Because you're just still basing everything off of age. So,
no.
All right, so listen, 2016, he barely played because he missed half the season with an injury, his ACL.
Who was he?
Justin Houston. I'm not talking about your D Ford. So that was the lowest year of sacks he had. He had 4. His first year in the league, he had 5.5, 10, 11, 22, 8.5, 4, 9.5, 9. Let's see, 16 games, 11, 16, 11, 5, 15, and 12.
Let me save you some time. Over his career since 2011 up until last year. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
78.5
years. He's got 78.5 tackles in 8 years. Sacks. That's what I meant to say, sacks. My bad.
Yeah.
Sacks. Okay. Not only that, he's got 118 quarterback hits. 118. Okay. D Ford, who wasn't a starter. Did you see the game started? Do you have that over there?
I just have his career sacks. He has 30 and a half.
Are you looking it up on Pro Football Reference?
No, I just wrote it up from earlier.
Oh, okay. Okay. My bad. I was going to ask you how many of those games did he start, and I don't. No. Nope. I don't have his starts here. My bad. I was going to try to pull up his starts really quick, but it's okay. It's irrelevant. All right. But he's got 118 quarterback hits. Okay. And 3 years less than that, being a situational player and being injured in 2 of those years significantly, my guy D Ford has 69 quarterback hits, led the league in pressures coming off from his position last year, which is the same position that you just bestowed upon me that Justin Houston plays. How can you not want him? I don't understand how you could not want the younger guy who is better at it and is going to cost you less money overall.
It's not going to cost you less money. That's the thing. You have to pay the draft capital. It's not going to cost you less money.
But the draft
why not take a guy who's going to give you the same amount of production without getting rid of draft capital, and you can still get him in for $1 million more a year at 3 years?
All right, I hear you.
No-brainer. You're not giving up draft capital.
I like that. That's a very, very good argument. You don't have to give up any draft capital. And I still think the Niners should get him for just the 3, but I was throwing in the 6th round next year just to put the icing on the cake and make sure they don't entertain other players. But I will say this, though. This is not a – if the Niners get either one of these guys, we both agree that they'll be good, right? We both agree that they're what the 49ers need. But I want someone who's not going to come in here and be another Elvis Dumerville for a year, and then we're like, oh, should we bring him back? I don't want that. I want someone who's going to be here for our run, to let us be good consistently for 4 or 5 more seasons. We got a young Buckner that we want to extend. Eric Armstead is trying to prove he's got some kind of value. I don't know if he's got it or not. Solomon Thomas is still trying to find his way. Our line is in such flux that we don't need another guy who's going to be a temporary rental. Get somebody that you can have 5+ years with.
But you don't know if you're getting that. So what happens? All right, let's say we trade for D Ford and give up a 2nd round pick like that's been questioned or asked for. We'll say a 3rd. You get him here. He's making $16 million this year. Well, 15.5. We'll just go with 15.5. Now he comes out and says, you know what? I don't want to sign a long-term contract here. I want $20 million a year. Now the Niners lost draft capital and can't re-sign the guy just because he was younger when you could go after a free agent right now. What if the Niners don't want to give him $20.5 million?
Okay.
You lose him and a draft pick for a 1-year rental. It can happen.
If he comes in here, first of all, you're not going to make this trade if you don't think you can renegotiate a deal with him. Most players who are already tagged won't even go to the team unless the new deal is worked out. That's number 1. Number 2, a guy who makes $20 million a year is a full-time starter, not just a situational player. D Ford knows he's not as good against the run, and the Niners are going to use that against him. D Ford knows how often he's been injured. The Niners are going to use that against him. He can ask for $20 million, but like this thing all started with, I mentioned to you in the very beginning, that's how negotiation starts. His request for $20 million a year, which has been documented, he has said that. He and his agent have said he wants $20 million a year, which is why the Chiefs want to trade him. It's documented. That's the MSRP, baby. That's the sticker price. You can ask for $20 million a year, which means you're hoping for what number? 17. We're right back where we started, baby. He knows he's not getting $20 million a year. He knows that. That's just his starting ground.
Yeah, but Justin Houston knows he's not going to get more than 20, or he's not going to get 22. So you got a better run protector, a run defender. You got somebody who can drop in coverage. You got somebody who can get after quarterback just because he's 3 years older, and it doesn't cost us draft capital. He's the win-win. He's the better guy to go after. If you take out age, he is all around the better guy to go after for what you want to build and make your team go for longer and longer.
He's not around for longevity, bro. You keep saying going long. He's not here for longevity. He's 30 years old. He did just turn 30. He will be 31 before the season ends, but his birthday's in January, so I won't count that against him. You know what I mean? And again, this is no knock on Justin Houston. He's just not here for the long run. You're not getting 5 or 6 more years out of a Justin Houston. You can get that out of a D Ford. And D Ford will sign a long-term contract. The team that tagged him doesn't want him. How do you think he feels? He's going to love for a team to come in there and say, hey, we want you. We want you so bad that we gave up 2 draft picks to get you. And you're talking about the compensation, but here's a little caveat to that, right? Every draft pick is slotted for a certain amount of money in your cap space. So if you give it up, then you get, it's kind of like a switch. You know what I'm saying? Let's say the 3rd round pick over 4 years is going to cost your team $7 million, and a 6th round pick is going to cost your team 1.8. That comes off of the books. When you make that trade and you get rid of those draft picks, that's money that comes off of the books. So it's a swap. So really, you're not even getting him for all of that money. You're taking money away from the draft part of it also.
Yeah, but you still got to work the numbers down in the contract.
Hey.
So you're still paying it. It's just like when the card, you want to use car dealerships say, hey, this is the internet price. Well, if you don't literally buy the car on the internet price, when you go inside and buy the car, the prices are just hidden. They're brought down on internet price, but they're actually hidden numbers. So just look what D Ford's pass rush last year, his pass rush grade was a 91, 78 quarterback pressures, and he led all edge rushers.
Which, by the way, is elite. And I said that already. He led all edge rushers with quarterback pressures. Go ahead.
Yeah. What was it before that?
Irrelevant because he had a back injury. Who gives it? Who cares what it was before that?
His overall pass rush grade between all his years was. So look, I'm going to quote a PFF guy here, and I know you hate PFF, so I'm going to use it against you. D Ford's
oh my God. Here we go with PFF. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
D Ford's highest pass rush grade before last season was a 65.9. Last year's 91 grade and 78 quarterback pressures led all edge rushers. It'd be quite a gamble to give up a high draft pick and a huge contract for someone who has had one big year. Ford/Bosa combo could be intriguing. So he just basically said the same things I said. You're giving up draft capital plus a huge contract compensation and for a 1-year wonder that you don't really know what you're going to get.
I hate this PFF shit. So, like this is the stuff that pisses me off. Like, all right, Nick, why does it matter what PFF says? Are we supposed to just ignore our eyes? Like, you and the PFF people.
You just sat there and told me, well, look at the pressures and look at this, look at that.
Quarterback pressure is not a PFF stat, bro. That's not a PFF stat. That's a stat. That's something that everybody tracks. They track how many times you disrupt the quarterback. You hear guys on NFL Network say, "Oh, he's disruptive," even if he's not getting it. Was Justin Smith a sack master? No, but he disrupted the quarterback almost every time he dropped back. Like I hate this whole PFF. Like what does PFF say about your guy Justin Houston? You know what I mean?
I don't look at PFF. So.
Yeah. See, all of a sudden you don't look at PFF.
I just read a tweet from PFF Jeff. So just because what we were talking about is what it was. So look, will either of these guys help our team? Yes. The matter of the fact is, who do you want to give up less for to get here for? Would you rather sign some? I'm just saying they're going to be equal. One does certain things better. Houston, you cannot deny, plays against the run better, plays in coverage better, gets after the quarterback, gets pressures. Okay, so he does all the things that he does for a 3-down guy. Because he's 3 years older, you want to give up draft capital for a guy who's younger to get him here and then pay him the compensation going off of 1 year. And I'm going to keep it. I'm not even going to say 1 year. I'm going to keep it as they're even. He doesn't play the run as well. He doesn't cover as well as Houston. He doesn't have he gets the same amount of pressure. He gets the same amount of sacks. Let's just give him even numbers in sacks and pressures. Overall, you're getting a better player in the guy who's going to be better against the run and can cover just compared to pressures and sacks.
Look at this crap in the chat room. Like, look at this. Oh, dangerous for a one-hit wonder. Dangerous for a one-hit wonder. Let me tell you 49er fans who are watching this about your one-hit wonder guy, okay? Career-wise, okay, he's got 30.5 sacks. 30.5. 30.5 in 4 seasons. You want to know what the best sack guy is on the 49ers right now? You want to know how many he's got? First, Nick, I want you to guess who the sack leader is for the 49ers right now.
On outside or inside or just sack leader?
Give me sack leader on the 49ers current roster right now.
It's got to be Buckner.
And how many total sacks do you think DeForest Buckner has right now?
6.5, 19.5. I'd say 27.
He's got 21 sacks.
Okay.
21 sacks, bro. 21 sacks.
Yeah. In how many years? 4, 3. 3 years.
Okay. And Buckner's been a starter.
Your guy has 6 seasons at 30.5.
And Buckner's been a starter his entire career. Buckner has missed 0 games, bro. 0. Houston hasn't missed. I mean, Houston is not Houston. Ford has missed games.
No, he hasn't. Look, D Ford played 16 games his first year, 14 games his second year, 15 and 16. Nope. The only year he didn't play more than 14 games was 2017. He played 6. So he gained.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at the right on the 50.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah. So you got 30, 45, 51, 67. And 67. He's played 67 games.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how many Buckner play?
What's 16 times 3? 48?
Yeah, and has 9 less sacks than him.
Okay.
That was a bad thing to bring up, bro.
It's no. I'm bringing it up for a reason. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
He only has 9 more sacks. That's 4.5 sacks. That's Cassius Marsh.
And my point is, Buckner, number one, is doing this without somebody in there with him, right? Buckner's got no help on that defensive line. We both agree to that, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, imagine if Buckner had somebody coming off the edge who led the league in quarterback pressures. Okay? They're like, oh, he's a one-year wonder. He's a one-year wonder. He's not a one-year wonder. This is his first time starting and being healthy all
season. It isn't, though. He's played more than 14 games. His last game was in 2016 with 4 games because of a back injury.
No, miss me with the games played. I asked you about starts for a reason. He's been a situational player his entire career, bro. Exactly. I wish there was a way that we could pull up snap count because that would blow your mind. I swear to God, it would blow your mind. Talk. Let me see if I can find it.
But you're sitting here arguing for a situational player over somebody who's going to play all 3 downs. Every single time he's going to play 3 downs. If he's healthy, he's going to play 3 downs. Pass, run, nickel, base, whatever you want to do. But
Eric Armstead can play all 3 downs. He's not as effective. There's a huge difference.
He's not effective the way you want him to be effective. He's better in the run. He's more effective if he's on the field 3 downs than he is being a situational guy. No matter how you look at it. He's more situational. He's more of a factor if they're allowing him to play 3 downs compared to situational guy. So you're wanting to give up draft capital plus a huge contract to a situational guy. Who do we have here that's situational now? How's that work out? I'm not giving some guy 17.5 or 18 million. Let's just say 16.5 million a year to be a situational guy playing on whatever base down we're on. And giving up a draft pick for it. A high draft pick on that if we stay with a 2. Even if we go with a 3, it's still high. You know who we drafted in the 3rd round last year? Like, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have hit more in the later rounds of the draft than they have in the early rounds of the draft, other than Mike McGlinchey. We're talking Dante Pettis. We're talking, he was a 2nd round, but you're talking definitely not CJ Beathard in the 3rd round. But you're talking George Kittle. You're talking AC still has a lot of room for growth. You're talking DJ Reed. There's a ton of guys that we've hit later in the draft than we did in the early draft.
Let's do an exercise here. Okay? I want you to pull up a calculator app on whatever you got, and we're going to do an exercise because we're going to count snap count. Don't talk about how many games they played. Snap count is very important. Can we do this real quick?
Yeah. So what do you want me to do? Bring up a calculator?
Yep. I'm gonna tell you some numbers. I want you to punch them into your calculator and then give me a total. Okay. So you let me know when you're ready. We're gonna do an exercise together. Okay. I don't hear Nick.
No, I just wanted to tell Siri to open my calculator on my computer. So go ahead.
Oh, look at you being fancy talking to Siri. Oh my God. All right. 1022. So 1,022.
1022.
316.
I'm plussing, right?
Yeah. Yep. Adding this all
Plus
together.
316.
Okay. 799.
Mm-hmm. Don't be giving me inflation numbers.
No, 479.
479.
122. Okay. What's the total on that?
2,738.
Can you write that down somewhere?
Yep, got it.
Okay. You ready?
Yep.
I'm going to give you some more numbers. Hold on. Let me find it. Hold on. DeForest Buckner. My bad. I apologize, guys, for you guys having to wait. What'd you say that total was?
2,738.
2,748.
38.
2,738.
Yeah. While you're doing that, Niner D Ford stats as in height weight was 6'2", 243. Just I saw he asked that question. So 6'2", 243.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
I want you to do 852. I want you to do 863. Uh, 1,006. So 1006.
Uh-huh.
All right, what's that total?
2,721.
What are the two numbers?
2,738, 2,721.
Damn near the same exact amount of snaps. So the first number I gave you was for D Ford snap count. The second number is DeForest Buckner.
Okay.
Who's more productive?
Who's more productive?
What's the difference in those numbers? Tell me D Ford. Tell me D Ford's numbers real quick.
9 sacks. So you're at, and you have to add an additional 3 years on.
No. You don't have to add years. I'm talking about snaps. I'm talking specifically about snaps. What was D Ford's total snaps?
2,738.
2,738. And what was Buckner's?
2,721.
Okay. So DeForest Buckner has taken 17 less snaps than D Ford and has 21 sacks to show for it. D Ford has taken 17 more snaps. I'm talking about times on the field and the opponent hikes the ball.
Okay.
17 more.
How are you comparing?
Stop.
Two different positions.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you that he would
compare an inside guy to an outside guy.
Nick, I'm not comparing positions. All I'm trying to say is for the people saying just hear me out. I'm talking not just to you, because you didn't make the 1 year wonder thing. You read that dumbass tweet from PFF Jeff. You read that dumbass tweet, and people in the group in the chat were immediately saying he's a 1 year wonder. He's a 1 year wonder. He's got 17. That 17 could be a matter of 3 drives in the NFL. He's got 17 plays less than DeForest Buckner and has 9 more sacks in him. I understand there's a difference. Wait, hear me out. All I'm saying is this. This is not a slight to DeForest Buckner at all. All I'm saying is you put him on our team and he instantly becomes the best pass rusher we have. I'm not taking anything away from DeForest Buckner. I know DeForest Buckner plays a different position, plays a different role, and all that stuff. I get that. What I'm saying is we take the 49ers' current best, and D Ford is instantly better than him. How do you pass that up?
I can't agree with you.
The numbers speak for themselves. How can't you agree?
The reason I don't agree with you is because DeForest Buckner has way more double teams than D Ford is getting. If D Ford comes here, DeForest Buckner is going to get better on the inside.
Wrong. Wait. That's true. That's true. That's a positive for adding either one of these guys. If you add a Houston, or you add a Ford, both that helps DeForest Buckner.
I'm just saying you're trying to compare 2 different total positions. DeForest Buckner gets double teamed way more than D Ford does.
That's
D
not
Ford,
true, Nick.
it is.
That's not true. Situational pass rushers get double teamed all the time. What are you talking about?
They shoot gaps. They're lined up in position to hit the quarterback, where a down link D lineman is getting either double teamed or gapped up on. He's not hitting gaps. It's just the same thing with Josh Allen.
DeForest Buckner. Wait. So what you're trying to tell me is DeForest Buckner lines up directly over somebody else? He doesn't line up in a gap?
It depends.
What are you Nick, stop. Nick, stop, bro. You're making I'm not gonna let you do
this. DeForest Buckner doesn't get double teamed more than D Ford.
Yes, I am saying that. We have no way of proving this. We're going to talk in circles right here. But I'm telling you that a guy who specializes in getting after the quarterback off the edge gets double teamed all the time. You got the tackle or tight end, whoever he's lined up over, and you have the running backs usually chipping them. In passing situations, they always get double teamed, bro. It's a given. It is a given. You have tackles. You have either a tackle and a tight end, or it's a tackle and a running back. You get those guys are getting chipped all the time. You know this, Nick. You know this, bro.
Yeah, but you're trying to use something for an argument of saying why he's good. Comparing stats to an inside guy to an outside guy is not right.
I'm saying that on a per snap basis, he would immediately become our.
Let me ask you this: you have D Ford on one side, and you have Justin Houston on the other. Who are you doubling?
Pick your poison. It depends on who's having a good game. Okay,
so that takes away a double team.
It doesn't take away a double team because it depends on the formation they're in. Also,
so the tight end.
If you have a running back on the field and a fullback, you can double team both of them. It depends on the form. Like, that's a hypothetical question. I can't answer that. What I can tell you is that on a per snap basis, D Ford is more effective at getting after the quarterback than DeForest Buckner. That's what I can tell you. He immediately becomes the best pass rusher on this team, regardless of position. I'm not making that up. That's a fact. Why wouldn't you want to help DeForest Buckner by adding someone better than him to the team?
We understand that, but that's not what the debate is about. We're debating who's the better ad.
And it's D Ford.
Either or. No, it's not. It's Justin Houston all the way. And the reasoning is because Justin Houston will be on the field for 3 downs. He doesn't come out for run. He doesn't come out for this. He goes out in coverage. D Ford doesn't. It's simple. It's that simple. You're going to get more production, on-field production, from Justin Houston than you are from D Ford.
For 2 years. And then after that, you're right back where you started from, looking for someone else.
No, you're not. You're still going to get something in the draft.
You don't know that.
Well, then John Lynch is retarded.
Nick, bro, we talked about words you can't say.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean it like that. Look, I have a mentally disabled brother, so I'm sorry.
You can't. Come on, bro. All right, bro.
I don't mean to say it like that.
I get you. No. I had to mess with you. Look,
he's silly then, because if you can get a top 10 edge rusher in free agency, we've talked about this all year. You still have to go after somebody, whether it's a tier 1 or a tier 2 guy in the draft. All right. If you get Justin Houston in here and a Nick Bosa, Justin Houston's playing the weak side, Nick Bosa's playing the other side. Even a Brian Burns or a Josh Allen. If you get a Josh Allen and a Justin Houston, what do you?
Here's the difference. And this is the difference. Let's say we sign Justin Houston, and then we also draft Nick Bosa, right? By the time Nick Bosa's first contract is up, probably in the middle of it, Houston's already gone, and we're back to looking to replace that position. Do you agree to that? Can you just say yes to that?
You broke up. I couldn't hear what you're saying.
I said, let's just say we get Houston and we get Nick Bosa. They're going to play on opposite sides of each other. And by the time the middle of Bosa's contract is up, we're looking to replace Houston already. Can we agree to that? Because you get the 5th-year option and you get a tag. That's 6 years just for drafting him. We're probably going to get 3 years if we're lucky out of Houston. Can you agree to that?
Yeah, I'd say 3 years.
Okay. As opposed to getting Ford and getting Bosa, right? And now all of a sudden, both of these guys can be here for 6 years. You get more out of Ford than you do Houston, Nick. You're thinking short term.
No, I'm not thinking short term. I'm thinking overall.
You're thinking, no, we don't need him here we don't need him here to play the run game. The Niners are fine against the run.
Why should we have to change things up? Because we bring in a player who can't play the run.
Do you know how many defensive linemen we have on this team? We need the rotation going on.
We're talking about outside guys.
We're
talking about inside guys.
We have plenty of guys that are good against the run.
Who do we have outside guys?
You tell me. Who was playing outside when it wasn't Cassius Marsh on the field?
Dakota Watson.
Okay. Is Dakota Watson coming back?
Yeah.
And we only had Dakota Watson in the Raiders game. That was his first game all season.
But I'm just telling you who's on the roster.
Yeah, we have guys like Ronald Blair. There's guys that are out there. Ronald Blair is one of them. We started working in Julian Taylor. He was
you give up draft capital for a guy who's going to rotate. Bravo.
As opposed to what he can rotate for 3. He's going to take more snaps as the 49er than Justin Houston ever will. And that's value. That's where you decide value, bro. I don't want an Elvis Dumerville.
Neither do I.
That's talking about temporarily being here.
Houston.
Huh?
That's why I'm going with Justin Houston.
You are crazy. Look, we're not going to talk in circles. You guys, I hope you guys were satisfied with this, man. I am going D Ford all the way every day. He immediately becomes the best pass rusher on this team. He's way younger. We can get 6+ years out of him if we're lucky. Just like if we're lucky, we can get 3 years out of Justin Houston. But with D Ford, you got age, you have production per snap. He led the league in quarterback pressures from his position, which, by the way, is the same position that Justin Houston played. Justin Houston had an injury last year that's an Achilles thing, and we saw Richard Sherman coming back from his Achilles, which wasn't all that great. D Ford came back from a back injury in 2017 to play all 16 games this year, and we have a new strength and conditioning staff, which is going to be way better, more intelligent and smarter and monitoring everything. D Ford is going to be fine as far as health goes. As far as health, unless he breaks something, that doesn't count as like a muscle or, you know what I mean, a muscle tear or something like that. I won't hold that against him. You don't have to worry about that happening this season with the 49ers. If it's not a broken bone, our guys are going to be healthy because of this coaching, this new strength and conditioning staff that we're bringing in here. I want a guy that you can put on the field and count on him being here and possibly try to give 6 or 7 years out of. Well, I'll take 5. You're not getting 5 out of Justin Houston, no matter how you break it down. No matter how you look at it.
Why? He's only 30 years old.
Okay. So how old can Justin Houston play until? You give me the number.
You're telling me that a pass rusher can't play till 35?
I'll give you 35. Give me the number. How old is he going to play?
5
years. How old will he play to? Tell me.
Probably 35.
All right.
36, maybe.
And if D Ford played until he's 35, how many years is that?
But oh my God, but it's not.
No. Don't oh my God and change it up. If D Ford played until he's 35, how many years is that?
8.
That's my point. The prosecution rests.
No, because you're basing it off of probabilities. You can't base it off probabilities. We're being realistic here.
So you're telling me it's impossible for Ford to play till 35, but it's okay for Houston to? Houston's coming off
you can't say I rest my case because we can't base this off how long we think they're going to play.
Yes, we can, bro. That's why age is a factor in the NFL. That's exactly why age matters in the NFL. You don't sign a 31-year-old running back to be your running back for 7 more years.
No, obviously.
Right. So age absolutely matters. And that's what you go off of. You go based off of how much you think you can get out of them. The 49ers can hands down, unequivocally get more. I sound like fucking Stephen A. Smith. You can absolutely get more out of D Ford.
Just don't start looking like him.
You can absolutely get more out of D Ford than you can get out of Justin Houston. That's all I'm saying. We need pass rushers. We don't need somebody to come in here and play the run. We don't need somebody to come in here and drop into coverage. We need somebody that when it's 3rd and long can get after the quarterback and get us off the field. Force errant throws, pressure the quarterback, get those sacks. We need finishers here. We need someone who's going to stop DeForest Buckner from being double teamed. Both of these guys will do that. The question is who can do it for longer. We want to extend Buckner. We want to draft Boza, and we want those guys to be playing together cohesively for the future of this team. You get those 3 guys here in Ford for 8 years, Buckner for another 5 years on top of what he's already here for, and you want to get a guy like Boza here for hopefully 10 years. That's the future. That's the foundation of your defense. You have a fearsome line for the next 8 years, bro. That's what you want here.
Do you know how much you're talking 8 years, bro? That's a long ass time. You don't even know what's going to happen in 4. Like,
so we should forget about the future and just play for this year.
No, but you don't pay players saying, "Oh, you're going to be here for 10 years." This ain't Major League Baseball.
You look at players' potential and how long they can help you, bro.
Right. In which why you should look at Justin Houston, because it doesn't cost you as much to get him. It doesn't cost you as much to get him or probably keep him here for 3 or 4 years when you can have another star edge rusher coming out or another edge rusher that you groom in Ronald Blair's or Nick Bosa's or Josh Allen's, or like, you don't go and say, oh, well, we can keep this guy for 8 years. No, you think they're thinking about 8 years down the road when you're going to do a contract? Hell no. They're thinking 3 years.
Quick timeout here. Thank God this just happened. The Rams just re-signed Fowler. I did not want that headache. I'm so glad that just happened.
Either.
Huh?
I didn't want that headache either.
Yeah, we dodged a bullet there. I'm glad he's off the market. That makes it so much better for us. All right. So I made my closing argument already. You go ahead and make yours. This is my closing argument. Longevity, production on a per snap basis, and the dude's freaking good. That's my argument. The floor is, and he won't cost as much on a per year basis as Justin Houston. The floor is yours.
But he's going to cost more in draft capital. If you go in after Justin Houston, you don't have to give up draft capital, in which we don't have this year or next year. So you're not giving up. If you have to give up 2 picks this year, right? Which we have been saying, we're just going to keep it at a second round because that's what the rumors are. You're giving up a high second round pick, which is pretty much a goddamn first. So to get D Ford in here, when you can get the same amount of production for 3 years, possibly a 4th year option, or 4 years and a 5th year option out of a 30-year-old guy who's completely done it his entire career. He has a career of, I don't even remember what his career sacks were now.
128.
128 sacks.
I got your back, bro.
For 3 years difference, because of Ford has played 6 seasons, Houston's played 9. Houston is an every down player, 3 downs. He can cover, he can do defend against the run, and he can rush the passer. You put him on the outside as a weak side linebacker. You go out. If Nick Bosa isn't there, you draft Josh Allen. Now you got 2 guys with crazy speed and a wide 9 with DeForest Buckner eating inside, and it makes the team better. Now, am I going to say that it doesn't make the team better if we add D Ford? No. If we add any type of elite pass rusher, it's going to make the team better. But the capital that it costs to get D Ford, your option is better to go with Justin Houston as a free agent, sign him to whatever you can get him for, 3-year deal, 4-year deal with a 5th year option. You keep your second round pick. You draft somebody else in that second round pick, whether it be a linebacker or a wide receiver or whatever else you have in this need, because we're not one position away. You get somebody in free agency. It doesn't cost you draft capital. You go out, you get a Josh Allen or a Nick Bosa, or you could even throw in a Quinnen Williams there, because it's just going to help out on the defensive line. Any of the defensive guys, you're getting a top 10 pick. You can get whatever you want. Josh Allen, Nick Bosa. I prefer Nick Bosa, but if you get a Josh Allen, you got speed on the outsides. And Nick Bosa, you got a guy who's going to consistently do good against the run, do good against the pass, coverage, do whatever he has to do. The same on the other side with Justin Houston. It's going to cost you less in the upfront. It may cost you a little bit more yearly to keep him here, and you may only get 4 or 5 years compared to 8, like Mike said. But overall, the best compensation for this team right now is to go with somebody you don't have to give up draft capital. You sign in free agency. You upgrade your pass rush, no matter who it is, D4 or Houston, and you make the team better.
All right. Not to counter what you just said, but I do have a little counter to it. So
there's one thing. You already did your closing
remark. No. That was my closing argument. But
you already gave your closing argument.
Yeah, no. Someone wrote a comment in here, and I think we should respond to it. It's from Delta. It's our guy. Delta's our guy. He said, oh, wait, no. Damn it. That was Delta making fun of me.
No, so say it, whatever it is.
No. I wanted to read the comment from West Coast. Delta said Mike is going for that Eddie Murphy in the Metro look. I'm not. That's not what I wanted to talk about. It was West Coast 57257. He says, Nick, tell Mike that D Ford had Justin Houston and Chris Jones. No double teams. if D Ford comes here, he'll have Buckner and Boza. It's the same thing. So that's a wash. I just wanted to put that comment on out there. Okay, so it doesn't matter. These guys, whoever we bring in, I'm assuming, we're both assuming the Niners are still going to go after Boza or whoever their pass rusher is, right?
Well, I mean, I'm hoping. I mean, obviously,
Right.
like I said, if John Lynch isn't silly and Nick Bosa is still there, even if you get Justin Houston, you still got to take Nick Bosa, or you're going to trade the pick, get more compensation, and you can still get a linebacker or a receiver or something like that.
Right. Whether it's Burns or something like that, we're still looking to get an edge guy who can start for us this season in passing situations. So the double team thing is a wash, whether it's Houston or Ford. That's a wash. Okay. We're still going to have 3 really good guys out there, the rookie, Houston or Ford, and then Buckner. So that's that thing. Okay. But what I wanted to ask you was this. Who are the 49ers' last 3 third-round picks? And I'm putting you on the spot for a reason. Yes, I can tell you off the top of my head that George Kittle was a 5th-round pick. Trent Taylor was a 5th-round pick. Richie James was a 7th-round pick. I can tell you one of them is C.J. Beathard. I'll throw you some bail. I can tell you one of them was C.J. Beathard. But who else did the 49ers take in the 3rd round? Akello Witherspoon, was he another one? He was a 3rd-round pick, right?
The year before, yeah. He was a 3rd-round guy.
Right.
And the year before Kello, 3rd round.
That was the
last year of that was
the year we moved up to get Joshua Garnett.
Yeah, we moved up to get Josh Garnett. But Josh Garnett was in the 2nd round.
No. Joshua Garnett was the end of the 1st round. And we traded up to 28. Who was our first round pick in that year?
Eric Armstead.
Armstead.
No, that was 1 year before. Who was Solomon? Solomon was 3rd overall.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then before that, Buckner.
Yeah, Buckner was.
It was Buckner and.
No, but he wasn't. You're saying 3rd round picks.
Right. But I'm trying to remember by the draft. That's what I'm trying to remember. Pull up the 2016 draft really quick while you're talking. The point that I'm making with this is that we have no idea what we're going to get from our 3rd round picks. We got C.J. Beathard. Like, we agree with that, right? I would rather have D Ford than C.J. Beathard. We have Akello Witherspoon. Now, I'm not going to him, but come on now. Come on, bro. Like, all I'm saying is the 3rd round picks.
Look at who we got there. We got Fred Warner there. We got, there's a ton of people.
Fred Warner. Fred Warner was the guy. That's a good one. I like Fred Warner.
So, Will Redmond.
Come on. The 3rd round pick is a crapshoot, bro. We got 4 3rd-round picks that we just named, and we like one of them. Come on, man.
Yeah, but no, other than C.J. Beathard, everything's been the last 2 years. Our 3rd and farther has been best.
Because we were saying that the D Ford compensation is a 3rd-round pick. So I'm asking you who our 3rd-round picks were, so we can see what type of player we would be giving up.
Yeah, but we're talking 3rd. We're talking, so 3rd round was 68 overall, so it was 5th. So we're talking 3 difference. I mean, that year we had Garnett, Will Redmond, Rashard Robinson.
Right, but come on, yeah. Prove my point, baby.
That's and then round 5 was Ronald Blair.
No, but I don't want round 5, but I'm talking about, like, because I said the compensation would probably be a 3rd from the 49ers because of how high of a 3rd it is. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, the 3rd round guys, it's not like we're passing up on stars there. We're taking shots in the dark at that point already. You get what I'm saying? Like, I hear that we got to give up draft capital. I hear you, but is it really considered draft capital, man? Like, come on, it's a 3rd round.
It is because, I mean, you can look at, dude, you never know what you're gonna hit. Antonio Brown was a 6th round pick.
Okay, and Tom Brady was a 6th. What the fuck? What does that got to do with anything?
But I'm just saying, you never know what you're gonna hit. You never know what you're gonna get in a 3rd. It's still capital. It's whether it pans out or not, it's still capital.
All right.
You could turn that pick into something that nobody even knows. You know, we're talking about George Kittle in a 5th round. Like, you don't know what they're going to turn out to be. They could be
Trent Taylor was a 5th round also, and he's like, come on, bro.
Who?
Trent Taylor.
Yeah, he's not.
He's absolutely.
Oh, you know why? Because he had a back injury, same as D Ford. Oh,
yeah. Except when he came back from his back injury, D Ford led the league in pressures from his position and had 13 sacks.
Yes.
What did Trent Taylor do?
He barely played.
Exactly. All right, guys, this has been a lot of fun. We really, really hope you guys enjoyed this. Nick and I
want to see what everybody says. Who won?
Oh, you want to ask now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. We got 89 people in here. For those of you who have been in here, I see some of the regulars in here. I know Ray is in here telling me that I should talk about what's the running back's name that he thinks I love?
Oh, Morris.
Yeah. I know Ray is probably in here talking about Morris the whole time. Delta, West Coast, Ray, the guys that have been here the entire time. I want to hear it, guys. You guys type your answer really quick. Just tell it. No, don't say Mike or Nick. That's rude. Say Ford or Houston. That's what I want to know. Say Ford or Houston. I want you guys to write that in there. While you guys are doing that, again, I want to thank you guys sincerely for checking us out, man. These debates are very, very unscripted. We do these things, and you guys should see. This is the honest truth with this one in particular is that Nick and I both would be happy with either one of these guys. We literally have to make ourselves pick a side and then argue for or against the other person. Like that's how we do these things with this one in particular. So this is a tough one. We both think that the team would benefit from having either one of these guys in here. We both think that the team will be good for at least 3 years with either one of these guys in here. And we think that, there's no wrong answer for this. So we had to try to come up with differences between the two. So what we do is we really sit back and try to say, all right, how can I downplay what the other person can bring to the table? Basically with Ford, it's going to be he's a limited player. He's not an every down player. Okay, he's just the guy who's going to come in and be a pass rusher. He's worse against the run, which, by the way, for you PFF heads, all right, and I hate to be this guy, but Justin Houston was only 56 at his position against the run. Just so you guys know. Now, I did not look up D Ford, but I can do that really quick.
You're helping yourself out right now. Everything from now on is moot. All right, you cannot.
Yeah. They're already writing who they want. I waited till people started writing who they think they prefer. I didn't do it before, but I'm saying that he was 56th against the run. Where if we talk about D Ford against the run, according to PFF, he was 48th. Oh my God! I should have looked this up sooner. I should have looked this up sooner. Oh,
all right, let's see what we got coming in here.
It's too late now. I should have looked it up. According to PFF, D Ford was better against the run than freaking Justin Houston, and I never looked it up. That's how much I hate PFF. Just so you guys know, I can't stay. When Nick brought up that PFF Jeff tweet, oh my God, my blood boiled immediately. I hate that PFF stuff, man. Trust your eyes, people. Trust your eyes, okay? But yeah, so we just want to let you guys know that we don't have a right or wrong in this situation. The Niners can't do wrong with either one. Nick had to go on the salaries are probably going to be close to the same on a per year thing, but we're giving up draft picks to get one guy. We're not giving them up for the other. The other argument is age and who's going to be here longer. That's really what it comes down to. The Niners can't do wrong. We should be hoping that the Niners get one of these guys and still draft their top edge rusher with the number 2 overall pick. That's what it comes down to. We really, really hope you guys enjoyed it. Nick, man, the floor is yours. If there's anything you want to say to everybody, let me know.
Just make sure y'all write Houston in that chat. Houston. We no longer have a problem. It's Houston. Guys, look, man, love bringing this debate show to you guys. I saw some comments in here tonight that just, whatever. But if you guys stick around and you know what we're all about, then that's what our shows are all about. So if you don't already, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Tell a friend, tell a family member, tell somebody who likes the Niners. Come over and watch us. We do this 3 times a week. This week will probably be a little bit more. I may jump on around, I guess it's 1 p.m. Eastern time, I think. The negotiating period actually opens. Well, legal tampering period. I don't know if it's 1 or 4 Eastern time. I have to look it up because it changes all. I don't remember. But guys, like Mike said, either one of these players will help us out big time. I just, definitely help us out. Shows are on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. You can check us out. It's usually 9:30, 10, 10:30. It depends because Mike works some nights on calls as well, so it depends on what time we can start. So that's why we don't give you a definite start time. But we're usually once we make the room or do whatever, it's usually going to be that time. So check out that. Set the bell for notifications for all of our breaking news. We'll be bringing that to you as well. We got 4 guys writing articles this week for breaking news, so make sure you check out the website, nothingbutniners.com. You can follow us on Twitter and Snapchat, NothingBut9ERS, as well as Instagram and Facebook, Nothing But Niners, all spelled out. You can follow me on Twitter at 49erfaithful365 and Mike at 49ers Mike_NF.
Got it, man.
Huh?
You got it, man. Good shit. Good shit.
Always, yeah. And then if you guys want to interact with us on Thursday night shows, that's our fan interaction show. You can send us an email. You can hit us up on voicemail or text message at 628-888-3443. You can send a text message, leave a voicemail. We won't answer it. But Thursday nights, once we open the phone lines, you can call in and interact with us, as well as if you ever want to join on video, send us an email, send us a DM on Twitter, send us a DM on Facebook, or in the live chat. You can let us know you want to jump on. We'll send you a link. We're more than welcome having you guys on. Like I said, Tuesdays is team news, and we usually do positional breakdowns and stuff right now during off season. Thursdays, fan interaction show. Sundays are debates. We'll always pick one player or some 2 players or whatever like that, debate something that we think, something I believe in and something Mike believes in, and we bring that show because we got a lot of people asking for that type of show. They like when me and Mike go at our heads. We're actually truly like brothers in real life, but when it comes to the Niners, we go at it.
Hey, do you still have the live chat pulled up over there, bro?
It's on my phone. Yeah, I can pull it up.
All right, so pull it up and let's try to get a tally really quick of who they said they liked on all of this. All right.
I'm gonna go back
up. Camera on you really quick. I gotta find a pin. See if I can find the pin. Don't pick your nose because they can see you.
I'm not picking nothing.
I'm just letting you know.
Hey, let me pick this nose real quick. All right, I scrolled up. So
I don't see a pin in here anywhere.
I have a pen right here.
Oh, how you gonna read it and keep tally? I don't trust you, man.
I will not cheat you.
All right, let's see what the final tally was for all of this, man. This is going to be fun. All right.
Kick said Houston.
By the way, I saw where's my thing at here? I got my dog Niner in here tonight, guys. Niner was with me, but he's been sleeping the whole time. And I saw. Oh, let me take the camera off of you. I saw Ray say Mike is a Chiefs fan. This is one of Niners chew toys here, and it happens to be Chiefs colors. I don't know if you guys can see that there. Nick told me I look blue tonight, so maybe it doesn't look right to you guys. But Niners here. He's pulling on the he just let it go. He's pulling on the end of this thing here. And this is Chiefs colors. I was going to do an intro to it, with the show, but he fell asleep before we could start. So that didn't work out. But Niners got Chiefs colors. I am not a Chiefs fan, Ray. All right. And I'm not Mike Singletary. All right, go ahead. Let's hear this tally, man.
All right. Kick said Houston. Hawk Hater TV said Houston. Coco Smith, Houston. San Francisco Dre, Ford. Mark Cavanaugh's Ford.
What time did you start from? Because people were saying Mike and Nick before that.
I went to 11:34 was when you said make sure you say Houston or.
No, you should go before that. There were a couple of people were voting before that. Can you go more than that or no?
Yeah, but they all voted again because it's San Francisco Dre said Mike, which is who I just said.
Oh, okay. All right, my bad. Go ahead. You got it then.
Gucci Boy said Houston. Ryan Keller said Houston. Eternal Creator, Houston. West Coast, Houston. Darwin Dawson, Ford. San Francisco, you already said your vote. Ray said Houston. Theo, Houston. San Francisco, that dude Dre likes you. Ford again. Nike Niner, Houston.
Lay down, Poppy.
I don't want to say the same names. Jay Austin, Houston. Hodge said both are overrated, but I take Houston over Ford, so Houston. Jay Austin already counted his. Delta said Ford.
I see some people asking about my hair in here too, guys.
Steve Inc. 34 said Houston.
I am growing my hair out. I'm getting locks. So you guys are experiencing the growth and the process and the journey with me. So that's what I'm not going for a retro look. I've never had my hair braided or anything, but locks are coming. So
Rob Castro, Houston. Everybody else is Darwin, Dawson. I think I gave you that one already, but I'll give it to you again. Ford, Ryan Keller's Houston. TTV said Rams. Okay. Gucci Boy already counted. Herka Durka is Houston. Trey Willie, Houston.
Niner by nature, man. We love you too. I see the message. I'm going through them. I see you in here.
Houston
Fowler with a 1-year deal. Yo, the Rams are so done. We're gonna whoop the Rams' ass next year. I can't wait for this team to be healthy and put their foot on the neck of the league, man. We're gonna whoop ass next year. We got a tough schedule too. I want John Ross. I see Jay Dukes in here. I want John Ross too. People laughing at us and everything for having that opinion, but John Ross is somebody who that the 49ers could really, really use if he gets in the right system, and I think we got that system for it, man.
All right, so that's pretty much it. I didn't double count anything, and we got
Ray says 49, Nick 49, Mike 0.
You got 19 Houstons, 5 Fords.
You said Ford way more than 5 times, bro.
No, I can tell you who they were.
Nope, I don't even care. I don't care.
Go through and count them. San Francisco Dre kept putting them in there. That's why I said he loves you, because he just kept putting Ford. And I literally didn't put anybody that I like that put in twice.
All right. That's cool. It's cool with me. You guys can think what you want.
I think I took the lead back this week.
Yeah, it was tied up, and then you got the lead. But we'll see. We'll see what the viewers afterwards have to say. So for everyone who watches the video to its completion, make sure you guys just leave a comment with Ford or Houston as to who you think the 49ers should take. And that's going to be it for this week, man. I'm done, Nick.
Yeah, man. So thankfully, I don't know where the Rams are getting all this money at to just keep re-signing people, because they're just going to be hurting in a couple years because they got to re-sign a lot of people. But anyway, somebody was saying Twitter's on fire with a ton of rumors. Make sure, speaking of rumors, guys, make sure you have that bell and notification set for us, because like I said, we have shows Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. But this week during free agency, myself or Mike will be bringing you breaking news. Every time we hear anything 49ers related, you can check the website, as well as make sure your notifications are set so that we'll come to you live and tell you what we're hearing. Now, I'm not going to say we're going to hear one at this minute and then we do breaking news and 10 minutes later we're going to go live again. We're not sure if we're going to do that or not, but we're going to try to bring you as much coverage as we can during free agency week. Anything we hear on the Niners, we will be coming live. So make sure you have the bell notification set, like I said. You can also check our Instagram, Nothing But Niners, Facebook page, Nothing But Niners, Snapchat, Nothing But 9ERS, Twitter page, Nothing But 9ERS, the website, nothingbutniners.com. And if you ever have any questions, you can give us a call, send in a text message, 628-888-3443, or you can send us an email at NB9ERS@nothingbutniners.com. Guys, man, it's always fun to have you in here. Love the appreciation, the support from all of you guys. And Mike, that's pretty much all I got too.
Yeah, man, it's going to be going crazy. Free agency tampering period starts tomorrow. And like Nick said, we're going to be doing those breaking news videos. Even if I'm working and Nick sets up the room, I will be in there to discuss whatever rumors are going on, guys. I am on call next week, so if I miss a couple of our regularly scheduled shows, the Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday stuff, I apologize in advance. I'm going to do my hardest, my damnedest to be here for you guys, because we enjoy, we're privileged to do what we do, and we do it for fun and passion. So we thank you guys for rocking out with us, and hopefully the Niners start kicking some ass soon, and we get busy in this free agency period, man. I'm looking forward to the rumors. Niner, come. You want to say bye? He's like, I'm not allowed on the chairs. Come on. There you go. Good boy. I'm gonna take my camera down to show you guys my dog here. His name is Niner. Hey, Niner. Say hi. Come on. Look. Oh, he's out of here. All right, that's it, guys.
All right, sign us out, baby. Let's go.
Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
but always remain faithful.
We out.
Peace.